Hey, hello friends, welcome back to my channel. So we had discussed in our last videos the importance of the data visualization, and in this video we will focus on the first part, which is nothing but exploratory data visualization, and later on we will see the explanatory. So under the process of any data visualization, the first step is the exploration of the data. So what is meant by exploration is like whenever you want to find any insight through the data, to understand the data very well, to understand the underlying data and discover the data so that you can achieve the exact goal behind the data visualization. That process is nothing but exploration, like find out the insights of the data, find out the relationships between the different attributes of the data, find out the patterns and trend of the data. So that kind of exploration comes under this. So to do this exploration, there are four basic steps. If you can see on the screen, the first step is examine the data, second is investigate the distribution, third one is the investigate the relationship, and the fourth one is the identify the patterns. Okay, so we'll discuss the first point is examine the data. So it is quite easy step. Examining the data, it should always be the first step, as we just see through. This can help you to identify the errors, outliers, unnecessary stuff present in the data, or if any problem present in the existing data. So for example, whatever columns that you are looking out for the data, is it present in the data set, or if it is not present there, you have to find out all the possibilities where you can bring the column into the data. Second one is like whatever numbers are present in the data set, does that number make any sense, that numbers are correct or wrong? So you can validate it based on the small volume of the data. Third one is like are this value having the appropriate scales? It is a scaled data or unscaled data, very important. Any null values present in the data, like missing values, any data points and nulls present, so what is the proportion of it and the reason behind that nulls, that needs to be clear before making any further steps or further process on the data. So examining the data, again there are few important stuffs comes under this point. Is first one is the columns, like all the required columns are present in the data or not. Second one is like whatever numbers or figures are there, does that numbers are correct, that makes sense. Third one is like any null present or any missing value present, so what is the total percentage of the nulls or the missing value, does that going to affect the further process of the data or the final results? So that needs to be figured out before process the data. And yeah, if the data is not scaled, that needs to be scaled. That means the data is supposed to be maintained well. Okay, so these four very important points comes under the examining the data. So if you are working on any dashboard and dashboard calculations are correct, but the final result is not matching with the KPI metrics or all, then possibly the data examination is having some problem. So you have to first examine the data before doing any process. Okay, so that is comes under the examine the data. Now we'll discuss the second point is investigate the distribution. So investigate the distribution is nothing but the how data is distributed within different attributes. Okay, by gaining an understanding of how the data is distributed, you will be able to quickly identify the potential outlier or unexpected distribution and potential measurement errors. The type of visualization that you explore, the distribution depends on the type of data that you are exploring first. There are many ways to do it. For example, plotting the scatter plot, which can help you to understand the exact distribution of the data. So I can give you a small example over here. Let me show the scatter plot chart. There are lots of dots present from $10,000 to $50,000 and from 0 to 1400. There is a gap between $50,000 to around $60,000 or $70,000. Nothing is there, and there are some dots present between the $80,000 to $70,000. So this is showing the distribution of the data. There are two groups. The group number 1 is at the bottom level, and this is a group number 2. So this is how the data is distributed through a dollar value. So this is a gross sales, so you can figure this out, how the data is distributed, right? So you can do this kind of distribution or investigation to see how the data is actually distributed. Okay, so this is how you can perform it. Now I will show you one more chart. Basically this is the histogram to showcase the frequency. So here we go. You see this histogram, what you are able to see. Just forget about the backend information, just see how the data is distributed on the specific dollar value. Like $15,000 count is 79, $25,000 387, $35,000 365, $45,000 465, and 0 for 55 and 75 and so on. So this bar chart is showing how the data is distributed. The majority of the data points are present from $15,000 to $40,000, $45,000, and this is how, as per the backend data, the data is distributed across the different dollar values. Okay, so this investigation, like investigate the distribution, is something like this. So you must be able to perform this kind of distribution analysis so that you can present this in front of business owners to understand the data distribution. Okay, now next point is like the investigate the relationships. The relationship is like how effectively one attribute is reacting with reference to another attribute present in the data. So if you are aware, you may be more familiar with the line chart. Line chart is the best example to show the relationship, and you can basically see how the data is interrelated with each other. So let me show the figure with you so you will be able to understand easily. So here we have one more figure. Let me show that to you over here. If you could see this line chart, this is line chart of the sales across a different quarter having the different brands. So having each brand having a different sale trend present, right? So this is showing the how a cell volume is in relation with different brands, between the different brands. If you see the line, the first one, second, third, so for all brand, cell volume had a drop in 2019 quarter 2. Then the Tatra brand has a spike in terms of sales volume after the 2019 quarter 2, but other two brands didn't show that kind of spike. They shown a spike later on the upcoming quarter, and again they got reversed or flattened in 2020 quarter. But we have seen there are slight spikes in each quarter for the tetra. So this is how you can identify the relationship and find out the trends using the line chart. Okay, so again, based on the requirement, you can explore this. So this is how you can investigate the trends and patterns and relationship basically. Okay, so this is how you can explore the data and find out the meaningful insights. So you might have a kind of confusion, like in which scenario you should use which kind of chart. So I do have the answer, and that is a bonus for you. If you have watched the video till this point, that means you are definitely learning something and you are going to achieve your goal. So we'll show a quick figure so that you will not get confused in different scenario. So this is a Bible of chart. You can take a snapshot or make a quick note of this particular flow chart or diagram. So before landing of deciding what kind of chart you want to draw, you have to be go through first, like, the purpose of analysis. So like, what is the purpose of analysis, and based on that purpose, like, do you want to show the composition, or do you want to show a kind of relationship, or do you want to show the distribution? So you have to pick up any one of these, and based on this, like, if you want to show the composition, how the volume is divided across the data, you can choose area chart or pie chart or stacked bar chart. Okay, we will come on these charts in up. Then if you want to show the relationship, then you can use the bubble chart or scatter chart, or in fact you can also show the line chart, depends on the scenario and the condition. And if you want to show the distribution, then you can use the histogram chart, line chart, and the scatter chart. So scatter chart can also show the relationship, but again that is the different topic. But in nutshell, if you are confused which chart to choose, then you must know the purpose of your analysis and what information you want to showcase. So based on these three inputs, you can choose the appropriate chart. It is a best chart. Okay guys, so we'll stop here and we'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care, bye bye. Subscribe to my channel. If you like this video, hit a thumbs up button, share your thoughts in the comment section. Till then, I will see you in the next video. Take care, bye bye.